First, establish the fact of the whole. Next, put in the line that marks the movement of the whole. Don't have more than one movement in a figure. And what movement was there in a stuffed owl? Ida wondered, already grieving for her nude runner down the hall. She slid her sketch of Mr. Morris under a clean sheet of paper, turned her charcoal on its side, and had just roughed in the shape of the whole bird, when Mr. Morris surfaced behind her to bark in her ear. "Is that what you see as the whole? Just the bird? What of the rest of the paper? The white shapes? What shapes have you left around your bird? Do you see how ignored your white spaces are?" Remarkably, Ida did. This was what she loved most about the museum school, that she was learning to see. Shapes, spaces, lights, darks, textures, values. She amended her owl shape until it had divided the paper better. But now the bird had lost some of its owlishness, particularly in the wings and tail. "I'm afraid I've turned my owl into a roast chicken." Morris didn't smile. He never smiled. And yet something perverse in Ida's nature persisted in attempting to change his nature. "Don't paint a thing as it is," he said now. "Paint it as it seems." But once Mr. Morris left, Ida saw at once where she had gone astray with her shape, and better yet, how to amend it. She worked busily until he returned. It struck Ida that over the last few classes, Mr. Morris seemed to loom over her particular easel more often than some others, but she wasn't sure if this was a good sign or a bad. "Good, good, but go on. Don't be afraid. The moment you're afraid, you might as well be in Hanover Street shopping." Mr. Morris crossed in front of her and bent down till his eyes rested level with her own. His eyes always appeared blackest when closest. "Do you want to be in Hanover Street shopping, Miss Russell? Or do you want to learn to draw?" Ida had been in Hanover Street shopping, too many times, taking the carriage from the family townhouse on Beacon Hill and stopping for tea at the Parker House on her return. It was what idle rich ladies did on the long, dull days of winter, or spring, or summer. Ida had likely bought as much silk and drunk as much tea as any lady on the hill, until one day she happened to read about the museum school in her father's newspaper, and experienced a sensation much like a luffing sail as it caught a fresh wind. She'd collected her sketches and watercolors, the other thing idle rich ladies did, and laid them out on the table in front of her father. She picked up the portrait of her mother. "Is it like?" Ida's father possessed one of those faces that looked stern no matter the underlying emotion. His mouth under its mustache twitched in the way it did whenever he humored this odd, restless daughter of his. But, give him his due, he studied the likeness with care. "There are elements that are quite like." "And elements that aren't like. Which? Why?" "I'm sure I don't know, Ida." "Neither do I. But I want to. I want to go to the museum school. I want to learn to draw." And this was what Ida said to Mr. Morris now. "I want to learn to draw." "Then draw," Morris cried. "Go on. No, 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 don't stop. You'll look at this picture in 2 years and see what's good and bad in it. You'll see right through it to its center. You'll see what's true in it. And do you know what will happen then? You'll take up another work, and in it you'll leave off the false and take up the true. And in the meantime, you spoil a lot of paper, Miss Russell. But I beg you, spoil it cheerfully, boldly, and do it again and again until you make no line that isn't true." 1. November, 1898. Vineyard Haven, Marthas Vineyard. Ida Pease, formerly Russell, looked out the window at dark ocean against darkening sky and worn-out grass dotted with sheep. It was wrong. All of it. The water should still be reflecting the idea of sky. The sky should still be reflecting the idea of sun. The sheep should be crowded around a full rack of hay. But Ida's husband hadn't gotten around to filling the hay rack before he left, and according to his logic, that meant the sheep could get by on dead grass until he got home. And the only reason the colors were wrong was because Ezra should have been home.